All right, another week of wild finishes, and Brock Purdy turns out to be human. Tua's back on the top 10 this week. There's a lot of other guys that are on the top 10 this week and some big takeaways we need to go over. So let's look at that player performance and correlate with that with the eBay sold data to formulate the top 10 players going up this week after NFL Week 6 with just a Monday Night Football game left. Let's dig in. Number 1, Tua Tagovailoa in a game that started out as a surprise with the Panthers hanging in there, but ended as expected. The Dolphins took care of business, securing the 42-21 Week 6 win. This brings the Dolphins to 5-1, while the Panthers remain the only winless team at 0-6. Tua now ranks first amongst all QBs in passing yards, 1,876, passing yards per attempt, passing touchdowns with 14, passer rating, 114.1, 20-plus yard completions, and percentage of passes past the first down marker. If you look at a couple Monday morning transactions here of his raw orange laser prism, you can see one of 30, undersold because you see another one here that went for 55. Maybe that's a one-touch effect. Maybe it's a little bit better conditions. Centering maybe a little bit better. But 55, you go back before the season, look what that raw orange laser was selling for on Tua. $16, July 18th. His base Prism PSA 10 almost up to those 52-week highs of just over $100. And the current trend right now, if we look at the 1-year chart, you can see how that's almost about matching what it was at its peak before he took all those hits last year. And so we had this little dip on the past week when they lost to the Bills. That card dipped down to about 71, and now we're seeing it trend back up overall, still up about 40%. This is an interesting chart to look at here for Tua. It's his 2020 Optic Holo. Currently, I'm looking at the PSA 9 because it's the most comparable to raw values. And you can see how that chart has gone up quite a bit from before the season at 31 till now about 90 there. You have 85. You had this little dip, and now after this past game, you're going to see some transactions. Raw, buy it now, sold for 70. Raw, buy it now, sold for 51, 45, 60 in auction yesterday. So far, I'm seeing the best transaction today on the Raw Optic Holo at 70. Going back before the season started, I can find that card for $25 here in the No Name Grading Company 9.5 slab. August 8th, 35, so that card's over doubled in value. He had this monster close an auction 3 days ago. National Treasures Auto Silver out of 25. BGS 9.5 with a decent patch there. And closed for $13,433 on 8 bids. What about this 2020 Chronicles draft pick? So you got a college uniform here, but he did go to Alabama. You got this Donruss Optic Green. He's numbered out of 5. He's got a rookie auto. It's PSA 9. It was listed for $6,500 and sold for $3,000. 6 days ago, his Cracked Ice rookie ticket auto, a chase card favorite of mine in the hobby. This serial numbered out of 22 sold for $5,000 in auction October 10th. And this really sick 2020 Select Green Shimmered, serial numbered out of 5, rookie autograph with a green Sharpie, $2,400. Best offer accepted. It was listed at $3K. Number 2, Tyreek Hill with another top 10 award, who once again went off this week, totaling 163 receiving yards and a touchdown on 6 catches. Check out his Optic Holo SGC 9.5. Buy it now, sold today for $55. PSA 9 base, though, for $53. Look at that SGC 9.5 getting devalued there because that was definitely a good deal on that Optic Holo at 53 when you see what the base cards are going for here. Like this one that's purple, I don't consider this as liquid as the Optic Holo. This one still sold for $40 in a buy it now. The base card for $30. And back before the season started, that base Optic was just a $2 to $5 card, as you can see in these listings from August 22nd, September 15th, and that was $14. You see September 5th, though, that was $8. And now that card is selling for about $40. So that's a massive 20x increase in the value of that base optic from 2016 for Tyreek Hill. The 2016 Prism for Tyreek Hill, considerably more rare than the optic. They came silver out of the box that year for rookies only in football. This card was $20 before the season started. Couple confirmed transactions here from August. The SGCs on those at SGC 9.5 going for $100. The raw one's now going for $70. His rookie autos from Optic out of 75 blue here, $350 raw, buy it now. His rookie ticket auto, $290 in an auction Saturday. Before the season started, those rookie ticket autos were selling for about $100, as he doesn't have nearly the same amount of rookie cards that Jared Goff has because of the draft capital differences in 2016, but nonetheless, the guy has incredible success. Hey, real quick, guys, if you're new here, welcome to the Football Card Quest. My name is Andy, home of the world-famous Hype Index, and we've got all your in-depth football card research and selling tips. And if you want to make those laser-focused football card investments, parlaying your fantasy football knowledge or NFL sports betting knowledge with the football card markets, definitely want to make sure you subscribe to this channel, turn those notifications on, leave us a like if you're liking this video. Let us know in the comment section below, what was your favorite takeaway from this past week? Who's your biggest winner? We'd love to hear from you guys, good, bad, or indifferent. But before we hit number 3 this week, a quick word from our friends at nooffseason.com.
What's up, Football Card Quest? I'm Paul Hickey, co-host of the Sports Card Strategy Show right here on the nooffseason.com Sports Card Network. Be sure to check out our other great shows on the network by visiting nooffseason.com. And of course, check out all the great content that Andy's putting out at footballcardquest.com to help you make money flipping football cards to fund your PC, fund your life. All right, everybody, here's Football Card Quest.
Number 3 this week has got to go to Jared Goff. I was actually at this game and got to watch Jared Goff make some great intermediate and deep passes against a tough Buccaneers zone defense. Jamison Williams found the end zone on a big play. Amon-Ra St. Brown was getting open all day long to the tune of 15 targets that went 12 receptions for 124 yards and a touchdown, 33 PPR fantasy points. Goff threw for 353 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Lions now sit firmly atop the NFC North at 5-1. Laporta once again saw double-digit targets and was schemed into the game to throw a touchdown. The usage is super high. So right off the bat, you see his raw Prism rookie card selling for $30 in a buy it now. Back before the season, that was a $5 to $10 card. As you can see in this confirmed transaction for $12.50 on August 23rd, $14.50 August 21st. If we're looking at the 6-month trend, 180-day trend on his graded football card market, those base cards, primarily focusing here on the base Donruss and the base Optic rated rookie, those are both up over 40% over the past 6 months. If you look at the full 1-year chart, we are seeing 1-year all-time highs for Jared Goff now, about the $77 range. That puts the trend at $61.42. As this trend continues to climb, we got a couple auctions here from last Friday at $77.75. His high-end market over the weekend had a couple nice transactions, including this flawless now and then gold numbered out of 1 out of 15 rookie auto here, sealed with the flawless seal, $450 in a buy it now. You also had this PSA 10 green prism, power prism on game day. This is serial numbered out of 49, and it was listed for $600, ultimately sold for $450. Someone also won this 2016 Red Crystals, or Red Cracked Ice, as I like to call it, numbered out of 75 in 2016, PSA 10, $416 in auction on game day. Number 4, CJ Stroud. He finally threw his first NFL interception, but what was impressive was his demeanor in shaking it off and getting back on to the task at hand, which is leading the Texans to a huge win at home. Stroud made multiple nice passes in the game to Nico and Dalton Schultz, and although an aggressive Saints defense that just shut out the New England Patriots held him to less than 200 yards passing and a 44.8% completion percentage, this was a game of relatively little production for Stroud, yet he still impressed in several ways. Check out this horizontal Monday morning transaction of a NFL debut Genesis Raw going for $415. Buy it now, sold. Compare that to his Disco No Huddle NFL debut horizontal card selling for $100. But that didn't do quite as well as this red vertically formatted Mosaic color match to the Texans that sold for $125 raw. Panini Black right now is a big-time set for the 2023 rookie class. Recently released, hobby only, most things serial number. They have some nice RPAs and rare rookie autos out of there with pro uniforms. You have this patch-only card here out of 99, sell for $41. You also had his Mosaic stained glass, one of the highest chased case hits in the market right now. Besides those micro mosaics, this sold for $750 raw. Compare that to the same Zay Flowers stained glass from Mosaic that closed in auction today for $162. The Bryce Young that sold yesterday in auction for $355. The Will Levis, maybe people hoping that he gets a start here soon. With Ryan Tannehill going down with a knee injury, this sold for $130. Yet another Stroud sell yesterday on game day from Canada that actually sold for $1,350. Oh my. His biggest Mosaic transaction from yesterday was this pink fluorescent serial number 10 out of 10 bookend that sold for $2,500. Buy it now. Or his Panini Instant RPS first look rookie auto. Generic printed number on the back of out of 391. You've got this in PSA 10 condition for $2,275. Game day auction sold. Number 5 this week, Breece Hall. Jalen Hurts struggled against a tough Jets defense, which led to a big game for Breece Hall, who was used heavily in the run and receiving game, racking up 20 PPR fantasy points and a touchdown to help the Jets walk away with a huge win at home against the last undefeated team in the league. Check out this Breece Hall Monday morning transaction. This is a National Treasures RPA 3 out of 3 Shield. $315 in auction. Breece Hall's Mosaic rookie auto selling for $38.50, and that's why release dates do matter. Once all the other 50 2023 sets are released for rookies, those cards that we just looked at for CJ Stroud, like the red Mosaic going for over 100, are going to regress back to the mean for that set, because in my set rankings for 2022, Mosaic is about middle of the pack, a little bit higher than that. Yeah, this Breece Hall Kaboom rookie here, PSA 10. So on Friday, October 13th for $575 and buy it now. You also had a Breece Hall rookie Color Blast PSA 10, $750. Buy it now, sold. You also had base rookie ticket auto PSA 10s for Breece Hall dipping down to 108 here, the beginning of October, only for another transaction of a buy it now at 144. Or you had that raw variation selling in a buy it now yesterday game day for $47. Compared to some cards for him, like the horizontal, which is actually the short print rookie ticket auto variation this year, that was selling $21.50 there on August 4th, $22.50 September 18th, $26 August 10th for that vertical variation. So you can see the growth in those cards from the preseason, beginning of season dip. Number 6 this week is going to be Kyren Williams. He's averaged nearly 8 yards per carry with 158 total yards on 20 totes. He added a touchdown and a whopping 10 forced missed tackles on first review. Matt Stafford averaged 9.4 yards per attempt and did not turn the ball over on the afternoon, leading the Rams to a much needed victory here over the Arizona Cardinals. They forced Josh Dobbs to make a couple turnovers, which he's been pretty good against, and Cooper Kupp has come completely back into form. racking up 148 yards and a touchdown. Kupp even had 4 explosive receptions and forced 2 missed tackles, consistently creating separation at every level of the field. But look at the growth on Kyren Williams' rookie ticket autos as a primary example. You have this silver Prism Optic rookie ticket auto that closed in auction yesterday, game day, for $35, plus $9 shipping. So that's actually a $45 sold item, compared to before the season where you could have got that card in an auction, or a buy it now for that matter, for under $5. This one sold August 16th for $2 plus $2.25 shipping. Buying these Kyren Williams rookie ticket autos before the seasons had turned out to be one of the best sports cards play in the market, as Kyren Williams has gone up an insane percentage compared to where they were at before the season started. Number 7, Zay Flowers, who's seeing a buy it now and auction sold volume and price spike after yesterday, because he continues to be the key receiver in a more expansive Ravens passing game. The rookie saw 8 targets, turning them to 50 yards and a touchdown on 6 receptions. And we know he's got a pretty high air yards numbers, so this is not even scratching the surface on what his true potential is. He also took a carry and continued to be used as a decoy in Baltimore's running game. So he's a schemed focal point of the offense who continues to trend up. And as a result, we're seeing more and more sold volume come in on his rookie cards. And being a 2023 rookie, we're going to be looking at those Premier Hollows, if you can find any, as number 1, Panini Blacks, and then Panini Mosaics. And then you can see the stained glass here from Mosaic selling for $162. And then Legacy Futures is right there for me. If you were to look at my set rankings, I put actually Legacy and Legacy Futures at number 10 overall for what's out right now, but they do pretty well, especially the lower serial numbered ones. You can see this one sold for $43 today. His college ticket autos, Boston College, is selling for $35 in a buy it now. His micro mosaic closing out yesterday on game day for about $155. But when you look at number 8 this week, Jordan Addison, who comes through for his team with a touchdown in the Justin Jefferson absence. He also tallied 3 receptions for 28 yards. What's interesting, though, is that TJ Hawkinson was the target leader with 8, then Alexander Madison with 7, then Jordan Addison with 5, and KJ Osborne with 5. The game ball in this game's got to go to the Minnesota defense for helping them get this victory over the Chicago Bears, knocking out Justin Fields. But Jordan Addison with that lone offensive touchdown, weaving between 2 Chicago defenders on a post corner route to the corner of the end zone, was a beautiful play, great route. You can see his Panini Black RPA to 199 going for 49. And in fact, when I look up like his base Donruss Elite there, that is serial numbered out of 99. It's like a silver cardstock foil finish. That is an $8 card sold for Jordan Addison. You even have some college USC cards here. This optic pink draft picks rated rookie selling for just a couple bucks. But if you pay attention, man, the sold volume has gone up a lot. The sold average resale price has gone up a lot for Jordan Addison over the past week in the wake of the Justin Jefferson hamstring injury, which looks like it's going to be more extensive than initially thought. He could miss upwards to the whole season, but at least the next 4 weeks, and then he's going to be assessed to see when he can return. So I'm thinking at least 6 to 8 weeks where it's pretty much wheels up for Jordan Addison. You can see a lot of people spending up for Jordan Addison. Somebody went in pretty big on this Leaf Metal draft. Caleb Williams, Jordan Addison dual auto combo, tie-dye 1/1 for $355. And plates and patches, which is another big set, hobby only. A lot of serial number cards, some nice RPAs, including this one with the Nike check. Patch with the rookie auto, 3/5, sold for $330 over the weekend. And the very popular turn of the century rookie autos from Donruss Elite. This one's the Mojo out of 10, sold for $250 Friday, October 13th. And his best post-game transaction so far has been this college uniform Prism Draft Picks Color Blast case hit for $245. Buy it now today. Number 9 for me this week is actually going to surprisingly be Malik Willis for the Tennessee Titans. because you know what that quarterback effect does, especially when a guy has a very small sample size, albeit not so great. We know he has got some nice rushing athletic ability. He does have a strong arm. He replaced an injured Ryan Tannehill, who took a couple of big hits in this game and left on a cart in the fourth quarter. Willis did go 4 of 5 for 74 yards and rushed for 17 yards. Derrick Henry also accounted for 113 total yards and 2 forced missed tackles. The Titans still lost this game, but what's important to note here is all of the sold buy it now data for Malik Willis in the past 24 hours, including stuff like this Black Prism Auto BGS 95, that sold for 110. And what you've got to do is go back and look at what these sold for before the season. So even though some of the prices are still really low, like the Prism PSA 10, and of course, we know Brock Purdy, that card is at a trend of $273, and we'll talk about his performance from yesterday because it was the worst of his career. But let's pull in Malik Willis's information into our Keep 'em Football Card Prices web app here. Obviously doesn't have much of a graded market, but here you can find the base Prism PSA 10, just a population of 65. But look at the 52-week low on that card, $12.50. And now you're seeing one sell for $44.99. That's a big 4X flip for somebody. So I know a lot of guys are making money on Malik Willis cards today and yesterday, the past 24 hours. So you look at this. Prism No Huddle Silver Disco Rookie Auto for $100. Raw, which just a week ago, you could have got that PSA 10, that same exact card, but in a PSA 10 slab for the same exact price. So that goes to show you the hype and demand spike. If you go back earlier, September 22nd, here's that same card, Raw, now selling in a buy it now with that best offer accepted format for $40. So you can see that card has over doubled in value. Hey, all right, guys. Now, real quick, I get guys ask me all the time, what is that app that I use to track those graded football card trends on eBay? And that is our Keep 'em Football Card Prices web app. You get access to that by going to footballcardquest.com and click this Go Premium button. That's also going to get you into our Discord server, our giveaways, and all kinds of other cool perks and benefits, including backstage videos, members-only mailbag podcasts and videos, a weekly auction sniper article, access to in-depth eBay store reviews, and potentially one-on-one access to me any time of the week. Number 10 this week is going to be this Jacksonville Jaguars offense, and specifically Travis Etienne for me, because, well, the Jags are now 4-2. They're on a 2-game win streak now, beating the Colts. They also beat the Bills. They come back from London. Number 10 for me this week, and maybe it'd go up a little bit higher, but the Jags have a pretty small market size, but they are quietly on a 3-game win streak after starting the season off on a 4-game, including preseason. So they started the season off with a win against the Colts. They got another win against the Colts this past week. They now go to 4-2, only having lost to the Chiefs and the Texans, believe it or not. But they're coming off of a 3-game win streak, beating the Falcons and the Bills overseas, and now coming home to beat the Colts in very convincing fashion. And a big part of that is Travis Etienne, who got the scoring going early with 2 nice touchdown runs. No Jaguars player hit the 50 receiving yards mark, but 5 different receivers had at least 25 receiving yards, and Lawrence threw touchdowns to wide receiver Christian Kirk and rookie tight end Brenton Strange. But it's ultimately, for me, Travis Etienne, who has now put up 5 touchdowns through 6 weeks. He's also leading the NFL in evaded tackles. He's just having a really great season here. And just to put in perspective about some of these mosaic prices going down eventually, look at this Travis Etienne color match rookie here going for $3 today after having all of this success that he has had. So you can see a ton of these just really cheap cards. And then you have like this Trevor Lawrence ETN rookie reflections RPA 9 out of 15 sell today for $203. That's from Illusions. sealed. Nice combo rookie card there. You had a Kaboom rookie for ETN. PSA 10 sell for $500. Buy it now today. You had this Optic red-green Prism rookie ticket auto, serial numbered out of 99. Closed for $77 in auction game day yesterday. Which, back earlier in the season, you can see on September 24th, that card sold for $41. So we got almost a double it there. August 21st, before the season, another $41 transaction on that card. So you can see that's a pretty big increase of almost a double up there on that card specifically. Back at the beginning of the season, you could have sniped a base Optic rookie ticket auto for ETN for just under $20. You have this one here, September 11th, for $16.50. But now you have those cards going for double that, as you can see in this auction from Friday, October 13th, that closed for $31 plus $5 shipping. Another confirmed here, PSA 8, closing an auction on that base Optic rookie ticket auto for $47. All right, guys, few honorable mentions, including Jacoby Myers for the Las Vegas Raiders, getting his revenge game against his old team that inexplicably released him without re-signing him, even though he was the best wide receiver on their team. Well, he's been playing really good this year, getting a ton of receptions and yardage, and this game was no exception. He went 5 for 61 and got the revenge touchdown. And then honorable spotlight to Brian Hoyer for completing 6 of 10 passes for 102 yards in relief of an injured Jimmy G, averaging more than 10.2 yards per attempt and doing enough to stave off the late Patriots push, and the Patriots go down another game. And in this same game, rookie tight end Michael Mayer's finally getting on the board with his little NFL coming out party, seeing a nice little sold volume spike, including the Genesis Mosaic rookie that sold. Buy it now for $35. A bunch of Leaf 1-of-1 cards that sold for around $40, $50. Brian Hoyer had a rookie ticket auto from 2009 that sold for $19.99. And Michael Mayer figures to be a big part of this offense moving forward. He went 5 for 75 with 2 explosive receptions and 3 missed tackles forced. So very, very confident appearance from Michael Mayer. All right. Another honorable mention here from the Cleveland Browns San Francisco 49ers game. I know you guys want to talk about this because the 49ers took their first loss of the season. This was one of the worst performances from Brock Purdy his entire career. He missed several open throws and made multiple turnover-worthy plays. Even on the final drive to try and pull the game out of the fire, Purdy began with a very risky pass behind his receiver and then badly missed a shot to Brandon Ayuk before making a few plays to put the team into field goal range. We knew this Browns defense was good. This was probably the best test, a complete defense that Brock Purdy's had to face, and he actually did not play well. So it turns out he is human. I don't expect there to be much of a dip because this team is still clearly headed for a deep playoff run, but they don't look like the top team in the NFC. After yesterday, a lot of people are looking at the Lions like, okay, this Lions team is the real deal, winning a big matchup on the road against a tough Tampa Bay defense. That was impressive, man. They've been doing that all season long, starting week 1 against the Chiefs. So the Lions right now are moving up. I think the 49ers a lot of people are going to wait and see, probably chalk it up to one bad week. We'll see if that was the case on the road. It's never easy playing in Cleveland with the wind swirling outside, and you got that ferocious defense in Cleveland. It's very good. And then the Eagles barely losing yesterday as well. Great team, but obviously they've got some holes there in their defensive secondary. So watch out for these Lions making a push out of the NFC. But speaking of the NFC, the Saints receivers once again got an honorable mention here because they look nearly unstoppable. Derek Carr put up a ton of passing production, but it wasn't enough to get them to win, right? Chris Olave got 10, who went 7 for 96. Rashid Shaheed briefly turned into Randy Moss to bail out Derek Carr on a badly underthrown deep pass. Shaheed finished with only 2 catches, but they went for 85 yards, and he generated 1.98 yards per route run. So he's having a breakout season here. Second-year wide receiver Rashid Shaheed. Honorable mention for Sam Howell. The Commanders quarterback deserves a game ball for the win over the Falcons on the road. He finished 14 for 23 with 151 passing yards, but 3 passing touchdowns, 2 of which went to his running backs, 1 to Curtis Samuel. No interceptions, so he took good care of the ball. He may have taken 5 sacks, but he finished with an overall passer rating of 119.8 and gained a few new fans yesterday. Some interesting little sold data spikes, but not really enough to move the needle up on his cards. Drake London, though, people are starting to spend more money on. You know, he was the top wide receiver taken in the 2022 draft class, and largely went like under the radar after the season that Garrett Wilson had, Chris Olave had. Drake London now kind of coming into form here as the Falcons are getting into these situations where they've got to throw the ball more to remain competitive, and also wanting to see what Desmond Ridder's got. You know, do they need to trade or move on from him after this year? This is the time to do it. Drake London getting back-to-back big games. He goes 12 targets, 9 receptions for 125 yards. Bijan Robinson's second highest target rate on the team and same carries as Algier. So it's clear they understand that he does offer a higher upside per play than Tyler Algier. So when games are very close and competitive, I expect to see more Bijan. All right, one more rookie spotlight, one more honorable mention this week. First one's going to be a defensive spotlight. This guy's definitely seen an increase in sold volume, and we better watch out because he might be DPOY. And that is rookie cornerback for the Seattle Seahawks, Devin Witherspoon. Even though the Bengals and Joe Burrow did just enough to win this game against Seattle, and this was a defensive battle, man. They put a beating on Geno Smith. Devin Witherspoon for the Seahawks had another outstanding outing in what is looking like a spectacular rookie season for the Seahawks. He was targeted just 5 times and allowed only 3 catches for 14 yards. He also had 2 forced incompletions, and just one of those catches moved the chains with a first down. So his presence critical to holding the Bengals. And then I have an honorable mention observation I made from the Bucs game, and that's on rookie wide receiver Trey Palmer. He was targeted on 2 deep bombs from Baker Mayfield, where Trey Palmer took the top off the defense. He had his man beat. One of those, he was even double covered, and he had them beat, and Baker just overthrew him. To which the Lions fan turned around and said, that's what happens when you have a bad quarterback. So, low blow. But eventually, some of these are going to connect with Trey. And as a rookie, I want exposure to this in whatever way I can. It's mostly college stuff right now, unfortunately, because he doesn't have the draft capital. But there are going to be some cards for him coming out, and definitely want to keep those on your radar. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video today. Stay tuned. I'll see you tomorrow afternoon live with Carter. Then we've got the live stream going Wednesday night. Check out all our other content. If you're looking for basketball, baseball, racing, all kinds of other sports card content, make sure you check out nooffseason.com and all their other content over there on the Sports Card Strategy Network, the Hoops and Cards, and Lefty McKee from Just Breaks. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.